Hey everyone, welcome to our 7th session together. Well, as you can see, I'm in a different place. I moved, so we're going to meet each other in this studio from now on. And today we are going to work with intention. So we're going to translate why and how we do our practice into a asana practice. So get on your mat and let's go. We're going to start today in a comfortable seating position, so make sure you can sit comfortably. Always use a blanket or a pillow if you want to lift the hips a little bit, so the knees and the hips and the lower back can relax. And you can close your eyes. If you feel uncomfortable with that, know that you can always just soften your gaze and, for example, just watch down at the floor. Closing the eyes just makes it easier to bring the focus, to bring the attention more inwards. And just try to feel how you are sitting, how you are breathing. Take a moment to land here with me in this class. And what is it that you bring to the mat today? What do you bring to the practice? How are you sitting here? Maybe you have some physical discomfort. Maybe you're very calm and relaxed. Maybe you're stressed, or you have a lot of things to worry about. And try not to label it as right or wrong or good or bad. Just notice. Just try to notice what is happening in your life at this moment. And then you can ask yourself, what do you want with this practice? You can ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I sitting on the mat right now? What is your intention with being here? And try to always formulate that why, that intention, positive. So that when you keep breathing and keep breathing that intention more in, as it were, it will give you a more positive feeling, more motivation to be here. And try not to overthink it. Maybe you just want a moment for yourself. Just try to focus on why you are here and what do you need from this practice. If you are here, for example, to take a moment for yourself and to get some rest or some relaxation maybe afterwards, then you can think about how you want to make the movements, if you want to fire yourself up or if you want to take it slow and easy. So there's a how that goes with the why. And you don't have to decide that right now, but try to keep it in mind during the practice. I'll remind you of it so that the how will be in line with your why. So take one more deep breath. And when you next inhale, please rise up your arms all the way to the ceiling or to the sky if you're outside. And when you breathe out, bring them back down again. Just try to push the air down while you breathe out. We're going to do that one more time. When you breathe in, bring the arms all the way up, stretch yourself as long as you can. And when you breathe out, bring them back down. Very good. Now when you breathe in, we're going to bring the left arm up. The right arm is going to stay on the mat. You can just lean onto the right a little bit. We're going to stretch out the left side of the body. Try to keep the head in line with the spine, so you keep the head active and you keep the neck active. And when you breathe in, come all the way back up. Take the right arm with you, and when you breathe out, we're going to go all the way to the other side. So left arm goes onto the floor, the right arm is going to stretch all the way over towards the left. I'm going to do that again, one more time. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, one arm down, one arm up and over. Keep breathing. Last time, breathe in, come up, and breathe out, other side. And try to stretch out as far as you like. You can make it a very soft stretch or a little bit deeper. When you breathe in, two arms all the way up to the ceiling, and when you breathe out, you're going to put them back down, and then we're going to come into all fours. So bring your knees under your hips, your arms straight down so your wrists are under the shoulders, more or less, right? I mean, if you have some wrist problems, it can be feel a lot better if you put your arms and the hands a little bit more forward. Otherwise, try to bring the joints in one line. We're going to go to cat-cow movement. When we breathe in, we're going to round or hollow the back, look up a little bit, and when you breathe out, pull the navel in, round the back. So try to find your own rhythm here. Breathe in and breathe out. And let your head join that movement. It's like you're a little wave rolling onto the beach. From the tailbone to the top of your head, you're going to make one movement. Try to keep it smooth. Doing really well. And then try to find that neutral position again, which means the back is straight. And if you want, you can just pull in the navel a little bit. Feels like you're rounding the lower back, but that way you keep it very strong and steady. Because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lift our left knee towards the side. So it's like a little doggy. You can keep it still right here. If you want, you can make little circles with the knee. So you're kind of drawing a circle in the air with your knee. Keep both of your hands strong on the floor. Divide the weight over the knee that is still on the floor and the hands. And then lower the left knee. We're going to go to the other side. So lift the right knee all the way up to the side, and you can keep it still right here. And if you want, you can make little circles in the air. And use your belly muscles. One more breath. And when you breathe out, bring the knee down. Very good. Okay, from here, make that tabletop a little bit wider. So we're going to bring our knees towards the side of the mat. Okay, so both sides of the mat. So you're having a little bit wider stand with the knees. Hands are still in the same place. And when you breathe in, we're going to bring the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. So we're going to have a little open twist. Right arm, right hand is still firmly on the ground. If you want, you can look up and just keep breathing. Very good. And you breathe out. Bring the left hand back down. Breathe in. Let's bring the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep the weight divided over both legs and your hand. And when you breathe out, bring the hand back down. And we're going to bring the hips back. So we're coming into a extended child's pose. If you want, you can bring the toes, the big toes together. And then bring the hips back. The hands are going to be stretched out all the way towards the front of your mat. And you can bring your forehead onto the mat if you want. Try to keep the elbows off the mat, so we kind of make this one a more active child's pose. And remember your intention. Okay, so I'm not your, I'm a teacher, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? I guide you, and you can choose if you want to join me in this more active child's pose, but if your intention is to relax and to be a little gentle with yourself today, then you can just lower the elbows and relax more. If your intention was to bring some fire into this practice, then lift the elbows, lift the head, so you keep the chin in, but you keep the forehead a little bit off the mat. And if you want to bring even more fire, you can bring your fingertips only to the mat. Okay, so there are always a lot of options. Choose the one that suits you today. In any case, keep the breathing slow and steady, all the way towards the belly. And then we're going to walk the hands towards the left, so we're going to keep the tailbone backwards. We're just going to stretch out our arms, our hands towards the left. And again, you want to make it more soft, relax the elbows and the head onto the floor again. On your next inhalation, walk the hands back towards the middle. And when you breathe out, we're going to walk towards the right. Very surprising. Make your way towards the right in your own tempo. And take a moment there. And again, when you breathe in, walk your hands towards the middle. And then place them firmly shoulder wide on the mat. Come back onto your knees. Bring them a little bit closer together. And then we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, lift the knees, and bring the weight back. Oh, my shirt just fell in love with my mic. Let me fix that. There we go. We're going to go into a downward facing dog. If you want, you can walk that dog a little bit. So you bring the heels back towards the floor one by one. Otherwise, just make it a very still, balanced doggy. And again, if this is too much, just make it a puppy pose, right? This one is the puppy pose. On the knees, stretch arms. Or you're going to stay in a tabletop position. That one's also a little bit more easy, less straining. From here, if you want, we're going to go into a wild thing. So we're going to stretch the right foot all the way towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bend the right knee. And we're going to bring the right foot over the left hip. We're going to open towards the right. Keep breathing. You're going to do this one. You can do this one on a tabletop as well. Breathe out, bring the right foot back down and change into the left. So right foot is on the floor, left foot is all the way up. and over. And bring that left foot back down. Come onto your knees. Again into a child's pose. And bring the knees together. And stretch out the arms. Or if you want, you can bring the arms alongside your body. Okay, so those are options. Whichever suits you today. Or you can bring the hands under the head if you like. Keep breathing. And then from here we're going to come back into a downward facing dog. So stretch the arms out. Bring the hips up. And then walk or step the right foot forward. The left foot is going to stay on the mat. So bring it all the way up and come up. So the left foot is facing the longer side of the mat and the right foot is facing forward. And then we're going to stretch out the arms all the way towards the side, okay? So we're going to go into Trikonasana, which is triangle pose. Both legs are straight. Make sure you don't overstretch the front knee. So if you do, just keep it a little bit bended, okay? You can make that step as wide as you like, right? If you feel that you want to make it wider, just change. And then we're going to go into a triangle pose. So we're going to, like someone is pulling your right hand and then slowly bend. And when you go into triangle, try not to reach toward the floor, okay? Try to keep both lengths of both sides lengthened. And you move from the hips. So the back stays long and straight, okay? If you want, you can look up. And again, think of your intention. An intention is not a goal that you want to reach, okay? It's why and how you're doing something. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what pose you are in. We're talking about yoga on the mat. It doesn't matter what you do in life. It matters why you do it and how you do it. Because that's going to decide the quality, okay? When you breathe out, we're going to bend the front knee even further, all the way. And if you want, you can place your hand or your fingertips on the floor, so you have an extra point to lean on, alright? So you place the right hand in front or next to the inside of the right foot and keep the left arm all the way up. If you want, you can make your step even wider. So we're going to lower our point of gravity. Keep breathing, you're doing awesome, we're almost there. Okay. Breathe in, come all the way back up. Stretch both legs and relax the arms. Very well, we're going to go towards the other side. So we're going to bring our right foot in and we're going to bring our left foot out and try to keep the heels more or less in one line. That way your body can stay straight. Other side, stretch the arms out towards the left. And when you breathe out, if you want, you can always close your eyes while moving, because that way you don't pay attention to where you're going, how far you can reach, or how strongly you can do this pose. You're going to focus on how it feels. What do you feel in your body? What thoughts are racing through your mind? So keep breathing. And on your next exhalation, bend the front knee all the way as far as you can, so you can reach the floor, because that way is reaching right now, just because it's easier for you if you have an extra point of contact with the floor here. If you want, you can look up, keep the breathing steady. And when you breathe out, we're not going to come up, We're going to come down with the right hand, replace the left hand, and place the left hand on the outside of the left foot. Okay, so 2 hands on the floor, bring the left foot back, come into all fours, and from here back into our child's pose. Awesome, guys. Find a point of rest here, okay? So make it a comfortable, relaxing child's pose for you. And see if it's possible for you to just enjoy this child's pose. So you can make it knees together, or you can open the knees. Give the belly a little bit more space for the breathing if you want. And try to notice what is happening in your mind. Maybe you feel that you have a judgment on what you just did on the mat, how you did it. You will label it good or bad, or maybe you wonder if you tried hard enough or too hard. And see if you can just let go of those thoughts. Just enjoy being in child's pose. Enjoy the little victories you just had. We always have to try so hard in so many situations in our life, in our days. And when you are on your yoga mat, you can just be. You can play. You can fire up the body if you feel like it, or you can just be extremely gentle and soft. Your intention is not a goal that you need to reach, it's a guideline. It's going to be helpful for you to know how you want to do your practice and why you want to do it. From this child's pose, come up with the upper body into a hero pose. Take a breather here. As you might see, I'm sweating a lot. It's very hot today. So my intention was to be okay with a little more intensity. The feeling of more intensity, the feeling of sweating, of the poses being tough because of the warmth. I'm trying not to let that stop me or make me feel uncomfortable in front of a camera. And then you can go on and on with your intentions, because if I would feel uncomfortable, I could try to be okay with being uncomfortable and just be curious to how that feels and what that does with my mind or my breathing. But the moment we start judging ourselves on what we feel, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a fight. It's a struggle. And the challenge is to keep the struggle out of it. To stay conscious, curious, open, aware. Not to struggle through life. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. If you want, you can smile. If you find it awkward, Be curious about the awkwardness. Try to smile and see what it does. Why does it feel awkward to smile to yourself, to say thank you? Thank you to your body, to your mind, your soul, for taking this moment out of your day with whatever intention was yours today. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Namaste. If you have any questions or any comments, you can always just leave them in the comments below. I will answer those. Otherwise, you can find me through social media, and we're going to see each other next week. If you want to practice this more times a week, I always recommend that you just repeat a session that you liked or a session that felt comfortable and grow from there, okay? Repetition is really good for the body, it's good for the mind, and you will see progress really fast. Bye.